All right, guys. So 34 days straight now of streaming and showing up matters, but something actually really hit me hard. And that was consistency is just not enough all the time. And that's true about business. And what I mean by that is I was showing up, but I was not storytelling. I was showing you guys kind of what I'm doing, but I haven't been showing you the journey and the transformation. Now, there's a reason to this too, as we were figuring out the formats. I was trying things in the last 34 days, kind of getting my feel for everything and seeing what you guys liked, seeing what the people wanted and seeing what we wanted to go in what direction. So you guys might look at and be watching this stream, the replay live, and the first 34 days has really been a big test for us. And that's a big learning lesson if you're trying to grow anything in life. It is literally about jumping in and doing it. Most people don't get where they want to go is because they never just jump in and start doing it. And when you start doing it, you learn faster, you figure things out faster, you pivot more, you change things until you get it all right. And that is really the secret sauce. Now, I've got over here tonight my trusty beautiful laptop that's probably really dusty from flying, to tell you the truth. And so I'm going to be looking over here on this tonight because I went through exactly what I wanted, kind of put it into GPT, AI, and stuff like that, and hashed out the kind of things that I wanted to talk about tonight. What I usually do is talk into it, by the way. I talk into GPT. So like a lot of times when I'm doing it, I talk into GPT and then I have it write out my voice for me of what I want to do. And that's how I use that. But for any of you, and I think everybody that's going to watch this 6 months from now, a year from now, will understand how much you pivot when you're trying to build stuff in life, anything. And pivoting is the secret sauce to everything. And so again, our 34 days, me streaming 34 days straight in a row, has really been listening to my community, has watching whoever gone on lives, who was talking to me, what they wanted, what they did not want. And then we started to hash out our full concept. And I actually said on some of our last streams, I got the concept. I'm not going to pivot. I'm not going to pivot. That was a lie, right? And what I mean by that is I wasn't trying to lie. But what I was starting to learn is some of our streams were not structured the way I wanted to go. I felt that there was no like arcs in it, and what I mean, and there was no transformation in it. And I wasn't really presenting this whole thing like a journey. And so it was kind of like just streaming to stream. But you guys, a lot of people came along and a lot of people were like, oh, I like your content and I'm getting value and I'm getting inspired and stuff like that. And I think more people have been just getting inspired to see me do 34 days straight in a row. But now we're moving into something much bigger in January. I've really sat down. We went back to the drawing board and we really looked at how it's going to become a series. And because YouTube too has really moved into people watching it on their TVs, 60%. So we really went back and my goal, right, to help humanity, change the world, create more compassion. Who could be part of my streams? You can almost call them characters in my life, right? But they're friends of mine and people, and so it'll be more like a series starting in January. Now, understand that you're never starting and stopping anything you do in life. Like we might pivot and we might restart, but it's not restarting, but it's not quitting. And that's been the secret to all my life. Of everything that's really worked out for me in my life has literally been jumping in, not quite knowing what the heck we're doing, and trying it, and trying it, and trying it, and trying it. And then sometimes when you think you have it, you realize you don't fully have it. And then you keep going and you keep going. And then you finally get it. But most people quit way before. And that's the problem. And so I've already kind of had people reach out to me in business world and then be like, wow, like we've really seen you being this disciplined. Could we maybe do some stuff with you and so on? And so that's not even me asking anything. So, and understand too, there's a lot of people that have come onto my streams that have just felt more inspired and done more compassion, or they were going through a little bit of depression, or they were having some negative thoughts or stuff like that. And we have started to build a community. And And, for me, I want to build a global community where we can all connect together. But I also believe that we've got to do it in a right way, in a structured way, so we can really make a massive difference. And then I can get all my friends and people that I know on that are very successful, that have a lot of resources, so they can help us change the world, and we can do charity stuff, and we can really make a big difference. So, no CEOs or people building companies really show you this back stuff. You always see when somebody becomes very successful, then you look back, but they don't show you the pivots that you make about 100 times when you're doing stuff. And I really wish I could have went back to the start of my career and looked at that. But what's great about what I'm doing right now is I'm going to be able to look back to this, like this episode right now, and be like, oh, we pivoted there. We pivoted there. We moved here. And I think it'll just help people so much, because it's not so much the teachings, it's little stuff like this. So what's kind of changing then is we're going to have a proper season structure. We're going to have like monthly finales. We're going to even have transformation tracking, so everyone can do it with us along the way. Massive viewer participation within our shows. This is the one most cool thing I think I've designed, and that is we're going to do 5 daily scores. And so that's to be able to track all my transformation, people around me's transformation in areas. That goes from building a company, that goes from our health, but that goes to humanity too. So we're going to do joy, which is connected to happiness. So I'm really going to track my joy in real time during the series and be like, am I actually joyful doing business? Am I joyful doing this? And we'll give scores. We're going to do a humanity score as well too. A daily. These are daily scores, by the way. We'll do an energy score, a purpose score. Purpose score. Purpose score. So what mattered today? Were we on track of our purpose? And then a momentum score. And at the end, we'll tally all the scores at the very end to see where we actually got to, which will be huge. So there'll be 5 scores, and I believe all the viewers will be able to track all their scores, and you'll see how we roll it out. And I really believe it'll massively help people better their lives. I didn't turn my phone off, by the way. I forgot. I'm sorry. So we'll be tracking these all along the way. Now, the show is going to exist for certain reasons. Of course, to help humanity. Of course, to spread more compassion. We want to kind of break the grind culture. What if compassion drives success? So I'm literally going to show you, does compassion drive success? Me being more compassionate, us doing more compassion, us creating a better world, does it drive bigger success than, say, the grind, the hustle? Is my joy metric going to be real? Most entrepreneurs just grind themselves a lot of times into emptiness, but we're going to show a completely different thing on this, and it's all going to be done publicly. I'm also going to introduce characters, casts, and people who will come on. But it's going to be real people going through real stuff in life. So, my family in certain areas, CEOs, my clients that I'm working with in business, watching them transform. By the way, a lot of the people I'm working with are going to be doing this. Strangers we serve, us doing compassion events, friends, guides, my fitness people coming on, viewer participation. You're going to have some main people that are going to always be on. And so you're literally going to see it like almost like I wish I would have turned my phone off. I don't want to. Sorry, last time I did this, I messed my stream up. That's why I didn't do it right away. There we go. All right, I didn't mess it up. I messed it up the one night when I tried to turn my phone off, right? There you go, another blooper. Another real life thing. So you're going to see a part of all these people that start to come on and the journey that happens with everybody. We've got some secret sauce that we're going to be launching. You'll see at the end of the days when we do big compassion events and when we go out and serve, whether we're raising money for the homeless or jackets or people addicted to drugs or somebody suffering, just many different things. But you're also going to see us doing a few compassion things in real live time. So it's going to kind of start out where it's going to be like a baseline at the very first episode. So it's like our baseline of kind of humanity and building all this. So I'm just kind of going through my notes here. So, because I didn't want to forget anything tonight, because this is an important part, and I just want to talk off the cuff tonight, to be honest, because I want to go back. This is as much for me tonight too, because I want to go back and I actually want to really look at this. But it'll be 365 days. It'll be 365 days. There'll be 12 seasons in 30 days. So you can call them series in 30 days. There'll be monthly finales. And of course, challenges for all the viewers as we go. So that's going to be how everything is going to run. So I'm going to keep kind of pushing this right now for the next kind of, today's November 4th, I believe, December 4th, December 5th. So through December, I'm going to be actually just working on this part of the company, and working on the full layout of everything, putting together all the scenes. So when we move into January, so it's going to be similar to like almost like it's going to be still POV, like me doing this type of stuff. Sometimes people with me holding the camera, maybe I'm doing compassion stuff like this, but it's going to be really set up somewhat like a series, like a Netflix series, to tell you the truth. And I really believe that this is going to be actually one of our ways to help humanity, to change the world, and to make it better, setting up the entire format this way. So that's the pivot. And people don't show you the pivots when they do. And I was already deep into this, as you can see, very deep into it. Most people wouldn't pivot. And that's the lesson tonight that's huge. You've got to always keep course correcting everything you do in life. Course correct. And sometimes you just have to stop stuff, throw it away, and start again. And that's where I see people make mistakes a lot, is they move into something and you get so deep into it, even though you start to realize that it's wrong, or it might be you're doing it wrong and you can do it a better way, so you don't pivot, you get stuck in there. And that is one of the secrets of the most highly successful people that you'll see. They're not scared to pivot. They're not scared to change direction. And when they see that they need to go to the different direction, they make that decision fast, and you don't overthink it, and you just go. So this is the pivot tonight. This is the pivot show. This is the makings of the next part of this, which is going to be way bigger, way more beneficial for the world, create way more humanity, create way more success for individuals, create way more happiness, way more joy. Like, it's just going to do so much more the way we're doing it. Oh, by the way, I got a new hat. You like my new hat, by the way? My hair is so good tonight, right? Look at that. I love this one. Loyal. I'm loyal to you guys, right? I'm loyal to you guys. I'm loyal to you. I hope you guys come on this new journey with us, and we can spread this just throughout the world. Again, I'm really working to build global human connection for all humanity. And when we're done this in 40 years, we're going to look back and go, wow, you hear me? 40 years. I'm in this forever, my friends. All right, go out, do something nice for the world today. That's the pivot episode.